I just discovered the filter section, so I added one. Gives me a little bit of makeup. I am moving on. In this section, I don't have the paper, forget it. It's called Mr. Weissmann. And I'm going to read my email that I sent to him December 28th, 2023. Oh, first I should explain Mr. Weissmann is, he was the lead prosecutor in the FBI Mueller investigations. Hello, my name is Dusty Gingrich. I live in St. Louis, Missouri. In November, I shared my story and findings with a DC attorney friend, and she immediately recommended that I contact you. Last year, about November 2022, I uncovered a money laundering scheme that had occurred in 2016 during my marriage to Michael Gingrich. Based on my evidence, it was orchestrated by him, 2 Russian oligarchs, an Israeli frontman, and overseen by FBI agents at the St. Louis field office. The latter is why I'm contacting you. I believe there is information I have that possibly would explain some important pieces to the Russian interference in the 2016 election. I wish it wasn't true, but I'm afraid it is. My efforts to bring this to light began with my response to the FinCEN alert dated January 25th, 2023. The report that I submitted to FinCEN in April 2023 gave them all the names of the players involved, including the 2 FBI agents I knew that were overseeing us, as well as the names of the companies, bank accounts, names of the 6 Israeli investors that helped launder the money through a condo development in St. Louis. I filed a whistleblower complaint to the SEC, submission number 169520801-180, in August of 2023, and provided them with 100 to 200 supporting documents. In September 2023, I submitted another whistleblower complaint with the IRS and provided them with the SSNs and the EINs for most of the people and the LLCs involved. I currently have 3 legal cases. Case number 21SL DR 04295-01, modification in family court. Case number 23SL CC 04538, petition in equity. And case number 23SL CC 05074, petition regarding fraud, civil fraud, and breach of fiduciary duty under RSMO Chapter 409, Article 5. And as diligent as my actions have been to bring these findings before a judge and the public, the FBI is working just as hard to silence me. What I found shows their involvement primarily in 2014 to 2016, which would have been the planning phase, setting up the companies, bank accounts, and loans across St. Louis and neighboring communities, the purchase of the land, and connecting with a local businessman to serve as the front man. I was serving as the bookkeeper during this time, from 2013 through 2018, 2019. In December 2015, I signed off on an $11 million loan with Midland States Bank. In January 2016, the money laundering began and was laundered through the construction of 4101 Laclede in St. Louis and continued until its completion in 2019. I do not know the reasons why the FBI was involved in the oversight of this, but I'm assuming there was financial gain. And I know that in 2020, we bought a 6-unit apartment complex at 7537 Buckingham in Clayton, Missouri. And there were numerous agents coming and going in Unit 1E, and that the walls in the back bedroom had 3 large cutouts in them. I have photos of this. I also have evidence of operating agreements with clauses referencing the U.S. Patriot Act and U.S. representatives. It's unlike any of our other operating agreements. For an investment in a pharmaceutical company, and this investment was managed by Michael Gingrich. After the development of 4101 Laclede was complete, Michael started a private fund in 2018, Perfusion Private Asset Fund, with Derek Frost, who served as the investment advisor. And Derek Frost started his firm, Perfusion Financial, in 2016. This fund enabled the second placement of the legal funds from 4101 Laclede, which were then spread out into 8 to 10 various investments in 2019 and 2020. And in 2021, Michael partnered with CESO to start a company called 3Core, or TRG Development. The two Russian oligarchs, Oleg Pavlov and Michael Khodorkovsky, mainly conducted business with us from 2014 to 2016, after which our communication with them lessened and eventually ceased, and then everything was operated through a man in Tel Aviv named Michael Israeli. There were bank accounts in New York, Caymans, and Geneva, where I would send and receive money. I know the money came in to the country around the mid-2015 from Tel Aviv through a bank account at Morgan Chase in New York under Atrium Residential LLC. And then the money was sent in smaller increments of $100,000 or $110,000 to various bank accounts in St. Louis. Michael wouldn't let me have access to these Laclede bank accounts at Midland States Bank, which was strange because I managed the bookkeeping for all the other companies, including all the Atrium companies that he and Michael Israeli shared. Occasionally, money would be deposited into the Atrium bank accounts and would sit there for a period of time, I would say anywhere between 60 to 90, maybe 120 days, and then it would be transferred back to Michael Israeli, and I was instructed to classify it as a loan, even though nothing was done with the money. I provided bank statements to the SEC showing examples of this. I also provided a list of names of FBI agents that I know to be involved. I provided this to FinCEN in May 2023, although I've discovered more since then. I have no idea how expansive their role was, but as clean and well executed as everything was, I don't think it was the result of a corrupt few. And now that I'm trying to expose this scheme, it's become clear that the FBI is obstructing every possible way they can. They have gained access to all of my attorneys, who all of a sudden refused to file subpoenas and certain documents and lawsuits that would bring this to light. They've installed spyware on my computer. In May 2023, I opened a K1 attachment from Perfusion and it launched some virus. They've altered my documents saved on my computer, and they've altered documents from my attorneys using a software called Repack by Dyakov, which appears to be a Russian program that manipulates PDFs. And they have harassed me and my neighbors with a constant stream of surveillance. Agents have harassed me. They've come into my home and they wiped a computer clean that belonged to my ex, and they physically have hurt me as well. It's just too much, and they shouldn't be allowed to bully innocent Americans this way. And the only way I can make them stop is to expose everything. I would like to send you some things to better explain my findings. If you're willing to speak with me, perhaps you could offer some guidance on where to go. I feel like David going up against Goliath. I know I don't stand a chance unless I can find someone to help me.